serve interests that are not the general interest, but a more narrow interest of certain lobbies or certain parts of the economic system. This is another possibility. But I'm not sure. So this is a problem. This is definitely a problem with fiat money systems. I am not sure that removing this person and substituting this person with an exogenous money is a solution from a macroeconomic perspective. Because this means that the value of this money will be even more erratic, even more volatile, as we have seen in recent months and years concerning Bitcoin. There could be, and I know that the counter-argument of the supporters of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general, competition will take care of this. Today we have Bitcoin as one of the main actors. Tomorrow we might have more currencies competing, and the one who will actually come out on top of this competition will be the currency which is more capable of winning the trust, of maintaining a stable purchasing power. But are we sure that in the field of monetary system, competition has this capacity of favoring the money which has a more stable purchasing power? I'm not too sure about that. Because, in fact, and here I draw towards my conclusions, I'm not even sure whether Bitcoin can legitimately be conceived as a money. Of course, we ought to ask what we mean by money. Someone before me said that Bitcoin is money as it ought to be. But how is money as it ought to be? How ought to be money? What are the tasks that it ought to perform? Well, if we consider the issue from this perspective, money is basically an intermediary, a means of exchange. To use the classical definition of Keynes, an intermediary that passes from hand to hand, is received and is dispensed, and disappears when its work is done from the sum of a nation's wealth. Something which is not wealth in itself, but which is useful to transfer wealth. Now, the paradox of Bitcoin in its current design is that it has all all it takes, all it is needed from a purely technological perspective to make it a perfect means of payment. It is particularly efficient from this point of view. It might not be instantaneous, but it is definitely perhaps the fastest way of transferring purchasing power from one point to the other. And yet, a very small part of the bitcoins that have been actually minted are used for the purpose of carrying out actual transactions. So this tells you that, despite this characteristic, very little of the bitcoins are being used as a means of exchange and as a means of